guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beverly, and today I'm coming at you from my bedroom in my PJs. I'm really sorry, but not feeling too grand today, but that's okay. It happens. It's cool. So today is a bit of a different video to what I usually do. I've started a course. And I've got access to this course because of a generous offer made by the girl who runs it, called Zoe. And we came to an agreement that I would get access to the course in exchange for me reviewing and doing weekly updates on the course. But all opinions are my own. I'm not being told what to say. So let's get to it, shall we? So this is called Heal Chronic Fatigue. It's a very big claim to state that you can heal chronic fatigue because doctors can't. And so I was very sceptical. That's the word, sceptical. I was very sceptical. I was like, I don't know how this is going to go. But we'll give it a whirl. I have nothing to lose. I'm sorry. Nothing to lose. At this point, we'll try anything. And if it works, it might help some of you guys out. So, let me be your guinea pig. I will leave links to the website down below. And also to a blog post where I explain it more. And there's a statement on there from Zoe about the course. So that will give you a little bit more information. Week 1 in the books. Come on then, Giz. Sorry. Dog readjustment. That's what this is called. Come on then. And say hello. He's got a lovely jumper on because it's really cold. It's got a bone on the back. Let me show everyone your coat. So, heal chronic fatigue. It's a big claim to stake out there. And if you're anything like me and you've been a chronic illness warrior for a long time, if you search for whatever illness you have, there will be a million links that come up of people claiming to be able to fix you or heal you. And 98% of the time, it's not true. It's just a scam. They want you to buy vitamins every month that cost an extraordinary amount of money. But this is a course that you do online. That's what interested me. I was like, wow, that's a really cool idea. Most people who have chronic fatigue can't leave the house very often. Many of them are bedbound. And so a course that you just watch videos is a brilliant setup and a really good idea. I really liked that. This is what the website looks like. Ooh, if you can see that. So the video's here, and then down the side are all the videos. So there's quite a lot of videos each week. Week 1 there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 10 videos, but they're all under 10 minutes long. So they're not like, and some of them are like 1 minute or 2 minutes. So it's not as if you're watching a lot. And I broke it up over 2 days. I'll be honest, I watched like half the videos one day and then the next day I watched the other lot because I could tell my ability to pay attention was starting to waver, and I thought there's no point me being here if I'm not going to be paying attention. So that's what happened. So week 1 is basically setting up the course. It's giving you an introduction to the course and telling you what she wants you to be able to do and what she expects of you to do each week. So what she wants you to do is at the beginning of each week is watch the videos and then put those things into practice through the rest of the week and then start the next week. You don't watch all the videos for all the weeks, get overwhelmed and then give up. I think a lot of people make that mistake. They want to rush ahead, they're excited, they want to get going, they want to get watching, but that's a mistake. So week 1, it was really interesting. A lot of it was about cognitive drainers, which are emotions and thoughts and feelings that drain away your energy. I did this, sorry. I did this when I had therapy a few years back for my anxiety and depression. So I had done this already, this picking out your thoughts and feelings. But this kind of looked at it in a different way, and I quite found that interesting. It was like, pick out your thought. Let me open my thing so I can get my thoughts. So you pick out your thought. So the first, I'm not going to share all mine actually, just one or two. So the first one was, I am a burden, that I picked out. That's how I feel. I feel like a burden. I've spoken about this on my channel before. I often feel like I'm too difficult. My illnesses make me a pain. That my husband would be better off without me, etc. I think we've all been there. Even if we don't have a chronic illness, I think everybody at some point has felt this way. What are you doing? Sorry, getting attacked by the dog. It's vicious. So then you think, what's the opposite of that? And the opposite of that is, I am not a burden. And then you have to think of reasons why you are not a burden. So some of mine are things like, I am not a burden because I always try to do whatever jobs I can. Each day I sit down and I think, right, what am I going to do today? And I plan out my whole day. I've spoken about this before. If you would like me to do a video just about how I pace out my week, how I pace out my day, I will totally do that. I'm a very organised person. I like to have things just right, so I plan things out and I try and get as many jobs done as I can. When I thought about it, I thought, I'm not a burden, even though I can't do everything that I would like to do. I do what I can. And if I was lazy and a burden and somebody that just didn't care, I wouldn't even bother doing that, would I? I'd just be laying on the sofa doing nothing. So that's how I thought of it. Number two, I'm not a burden because I'm only held back by my body, not my laziness. I think a lot of people have chronic fatigue, especially when you go to the doctors. They make you feel like you're just being lazy. In fact, I've had doctors say to me, you need to do more exercise. Lose weight and do some exercise and you'll feel right as rain. They always say that to you, doctors, because they haven't got a clue. If we're going to put it out there, they haven't got a clue. They don't know what they're doing when it comes to fatigue and chronic illnesses that are invisible. They just haven't got a clue. And so they kind of just go, it must just be laziness. And then sometimes your family start to think you're lazy. Come on then. And so you have to kind of push past those feelings and get to a point where you can feel good and you can feel like, I'm not lazy. When you get to that point, when you start pacing yourself and start organising yourself, you do start feeling better. And I do think that that little nagging doubt, though, stays in the back of your head from your family, from your doctors. Am I lazy? Am I lazy? But I'm not. I'm not lazy. I rest when my body absolutely needs to. I don't nap anymore. That's something that I used to do a lot, but I don't anymore. I force myself to like push through till the end of the day. So yeah, I'm only held back by my body and not my laziness. And the last reason I'm going to share from this section is, I'm not a burden because my husband loves me and likes being with me. Whenever I need help, like sometimes I'm so tired and I'm feeling so awful that my husband has to help me get undressed and help me into bed. And then there's sometimes in the middle of the night I need the bathroom, and our bathroom is like maybe 10-20 steps from my bed because it's like en suite. We're really lucky. I have to wake him up knowing that he's got work the next day for him to help me to walk, because sometimes I can't walk. And I'm always apologising, and Lee always says, don't apologise. You know, you need help, so you ask for help and I will help you because I love you. And that's that's just that. You would help me, I help you. That's the way it works. And so think of it in that way, like he loves me, so he wants to help. When I can't do something, he wants to help me do it. Made me feel like, okay, yeah, I'm not quite that burden that I think I am. So then she was talking about how things from childhood can affect these thoughts, which was quite interesting to me. I've never really thought about that side of things. I mean, when I had therapy, we talked about my childhood a little bit, but not all that much. But one of the things that the videos tell you to monitor your thoughts through a day or 2 days. And I did find myself feeling like I should be quiet. I've always been, I can be chatty when I know someone. And sometimes I'm chatty when I don't know people very well, because I'm putting on an act. I'm pretending to be more confident than I actually am. If I'm on my own, I can be very quiet and reserved. And when I thought about that, I thought, why is it like that? And I thought, I should be seen and not heard was something that my dad said a lot. He said that a lot when I was a kid, like, shh, you should be seen, not heard. You don't talk unless you're spoken to, and quite old-fashioned views like that. Sorry, somebody came to the door. I had to run downstairs. Well, when I say run, I mean walk at a little bit faster pace, and now I'm worn out. So, yeah, I should be seen and not heard. And when I thought the opposite of that is like I have a right to my opinions. Yeah, I have a right to my thoughts and opinions. And then under that I've written things like, I have the right to my thoughts and opinions because I'm an adult. I have the right to that. I have a right to my thoughts and opinions. Even if I'm a child, I have the right, actually. But that's another thing to discuss. And another thing I put was, I have the right to my thoughts and opinions because I live in a democracy. People have fought and died so that I can speak up for myself, and I have that right. If I want to speak up for myself, I shall. But you get the point. So you have a thought that's negative, that is impacting on your emotional well-being. You think of the opposite of that, and then you list down the reasons why the opposite is true. What you've got to bear in mind though is that sometimes what you think is opposite isn't always the opposite. Can you see this doggy here? Sorry. Hello, Bubba. What you think is the opposite isn't always the opposite. So, for example, my needs come second. I think a lot of people feel like this. If you're thinking my needs come second, the opposite of that isn't my needs are more important than. The opposite of that is my needs are equally as important as my family, as my children, as my work colleagues. Does that make sense? So she was saying, like, sometimes you might think, oh, this isn't working for me, this isn't changing my mind about how I feel about myself or how my thoughts are being processed. It might be that you think you're doing the opposite, but you're not. It's hard to explain. She explains it much better in the videos. I'm sorry, Zoe, I'm not very good today at explaining. I apologise. So then she said, I've got a lot more listed down, by the way, I just don't want to share them with everybody on the internet, quite personal. And then she said, think about what you will do once you have your energy back. Now I have to be honest, I have more illnesses than just chronic fatigue. And because I have other illnesses as well as, my results might not be as good as somebody who just has chronic fatigue problems, so just bear that in mind. So I had to think about that. I'm never going to get to a point where I can go out to work full time, but I was thinking, what would I do if I had my energy levels a bit higher? What would I do with that day? And I had a good think about it, and I came up with I would cook healthy meals every day. At the moment my fatigue levels are really, really bad. Like probably the worst I've ever been, if I'm going to be honest. And I find myself quite often wanting to not cook. And there's some times where I can't stand long enough. I feel so in pain and so tired, I just can't even think straight. Those days I kind of make a ready meal. And I don't want to do that anymore. I want to eat healthily. So that's one thing. Another thing I would do yoga every day, because I love yoga. It's my way of keeping my body moving. It's amazing. I would keep up on all my housework. Everything would be clean and tidy and put away and look good. And lastly, I would learn to sew and crochet. 2 things that I'm going to do this year, but I would do it faster, obviously, because I would have more energy to spend longer doing it. And there you have it. There's week 1 of the course in the books. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed week 1. I thought the videos were well put together. They were done in a very like business-like way on PowerPoint, I think. So they go through and they're quite easy to understand and follow, which was really good. And they're short, so if you are struggling to pay attention for long periods of time, you can just watch them for short sections in the day or something between napping, which is a brilliant idea. And I love that you are working on the mind rather than just being like exercise and you'll feel better, which I do think that in a way works for some people, but it works for me. I always feel better when I do a little bit of exercise, but it's good that it's working on your mind and your emotions, and I think I'm going to get a lot out of it, even if it doesn't cure my chronic fatigue. I think it's going to help me just to deal with my thoughts and feelings, and yeah, I'm feeling good about it. So far it seems quite good. What do you think? Week 1. I probably haven't explained it very well because I'm not feeling good. I hope I didn't get too muddly. I hope I didn't confuse everyone. But what did you think? Would you do this course? There's links down below to it. It's 6 weeks, and I will do an update every Monday about how I'm doing on the course. Hopefully next week I will make a little bit more sense, because yeah, I didn't sleep very well last night and a bit out with it today, so I apologise. There'll be links down below to the blog post that I posted last week about the course, that will have more information, that will make more sense than this, and we'll have a little statement from Zoe, who runs the course, and links to the website will be down below as well. Yeah, kind of sponsored, kind of not. I don't know what you categorise this as. If you know, tell me, because I'm unsure. But all opinions were my own. This was week 1. Yeah. I'll see you all on Thursday for another video. Bye.